Welcome. I am so glad you're here. We are keeping it super casual tonight. Today. I don't know what time you're watching this, but it's nighttime where I'm at here. So I just wanted to come in here and chat with you about coaching. I know that a lot of people out there don't really know what the heck coaching is. They hear the term being thrown around, but it's like, what do you do? Do you have to be this perfect person? Do you have to be a personal trainer? Do you have to be a nutritionist? Like, what is it that you actually do? So the platform that I use is called Beachbody. It is a company that has been around for years and years and years. They created P90X, Insanity, basically Brazilian butt lift, all of those older video workout programs that you've seen in the past. They have a very good brand recognition. People know them. They're a reputable company, and I use their platform to help myself grow a business. So they have the personal trainers, they have the nutritionists. I don't have to do any of that. All of our products are research-based, and there is hundreds of scientists that go through and make sure that these are like the best products on the market. And I can totally attest to them because one of the things that I do is use the products myself. Being a Beachbody coach doesn't necessarily mean that I need to throw up Beachbody all over social media. It starts with you, and you have to be you first. And I am me. I just happen to use these products to get myself fit and healthy and build a business on the side. So what is my story? How the heck did I get started? What did I do to get here? I was so hesitant at first. I was invited by somebody slid into my DMs on Facebook way back in the day and was like, oh, hey, like, I'm doing this fitness thing. Do you want to do it with me? And I was like, I don't even know this girl. Like, I'm totally, like, not even gonna respond. And then a couple weeks later, she was like, messaging me again. And I had just gone through a really hard time in my life, and it just so happened to be the right timing for me to need something just like this. My childhood was not rainbows and unicorns whatsoever. There was a lot of abuse in my childhood, between my mom, and I was also sexually abused by my gymnastics coach from ages 7 to 9, and all of it kind of came out around when I was 12. So most of my childhood was either going through the trauma or dealing with the trauma in court or in therapy. Big, huge, long story on that one. If you ever want to chat with me about stuff like that, just let me know. But I'm not going to take up your time here because that's not what we're here to talk about. But this was back in 2015. It was right after my husband and I got married. My husband and I got married in May. And in December of that year, the man who abused me, who had been on the run for 13 years, was found. And so, when I was 12, when all of this stuff was happening in court, they let him out on bail, and he fled. And he was a fugitive. He was on the run for over a decade, and everything was kind of just at a standstill. The court proceedings were at a standstill. Everything just kind of stopped, and I was stuck in limbo, So December of 2015, he was actually found in July of 2015. December of 2015 rolled around, and it was time for his sentencing. Because at that point, back when they were doing all the court proceedings, they just videotaped everything so that whenever they could find him, they would have all the evidence they needed from back then, and they could go ahead and prosecute him once they found him. So they finally found him. He was sentenced December 15th of 2015, or December 19th. December 19th of 2015. And he was sentenced to 7 years in prison. And that was extremely hard for me. I had basically been imprisoned in my own anxiety and fear and depression and just like mental chaos for the 13 years he was gone, and he only had to serve 7. for putting me through all of that. It just didn't seem fair. And I thought that all of these emotions were things that I had dealt with in the past, and they absolutely were not. Like, all of the wounds were just torn right back open, and I felt like that scared little girl all over again. And I didn't know how to deal with it, you know? So Christmas came and went. My birthday's in January. My birthday came and went, and I was in such a deep depression. I scared myself. I had struggled with depression and anxiety. I'm super open about my struggles with depression and anxiety. But this was really bad. This was, you know, picturing how my husband would find me if I were to kill myself. Like, I was so suicidal. I was at that point, and it scared the crap out of me. I distinctly remember driving home, and we live on an island, so I was driving over the bridge, and, you know, those negative voices in your head just get to you, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I was like, how dare you feel this way? How dare you take your own life for granted when you have so much to give, you know? And I got so scared of the thoughts that were going on in my own head that next day I called my doctor. And I was like, listen, I'm not okay. And I'm not the type of person to reach out for help at all. So this was a really big step for me. And I went in to the doctor probably like the next day or the day after. And she put me back on antidepressants, back on anti-anxiety medication. She also gave me like a full physical, told me that I was overweight and that I had high cholesterol. At, I think it was like 22 or 23 years old, that was also very scary because I was battling with depression, but I was also in the worst shape of my life. And somebody who was a gymnast for 17, 18 years, I never thought I would be in that position. And the only thing I really knew how to do to work out was to fling myself around gymnastics equipment. And, you know, being 200 plus pounds, that was not happening anytime soon. So I needed to find something else. And at that time, it was like the stars aligned, and my coach just slid into my DMs right at the right time and was like, hey, doing this fitness thing, it's 3 weeks, you get a nutrition plan and workouts and superfoods. It is the best vitamins and minerals you will get on the market. We start next week. And I said, sign me up. But I don't want your shakes. I've done that before. I did a different company for years, and they were all shakes, and I didn't like it, and I didn't want it. So I did the first 21 days. It was a 21-day fixed program. I did the first 21 days. I completely quit after like the first week. Didn't do it at all. And then my coach reached out to me right after week 3, and she was like, how'd you do? Like, what did you think? How did you like it? And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't do it. I failed. And her response to me is what really changed my outlook on A, this entire company, and B, our team in particular. So her response to me was, that's okay. You can try again next round. And I was just like, what? Like, I just told you I was a failure and you're telling me that's okay? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you already got your commission from me last month, lady. Like, why do you care? And she was like, it's not about the commission. It's about you as a person. I am here to help you. I connected you with these programs, and I'm going to see it through that you have a good experience with them. And at that point, my mind was completely blown. I was like, holy crap. I've never had somebody that truly cares about me. You know, I mean, my husband obviously did it, but like another girlfriend. I've never been part of a community where they actually genuinely care about the outcome of your life, you know? So, and this company did. So the next month I went in full force, did the nutrition plan, did the workouts, and I ended up losing, I think it was like close to like 15 pounds in 21 days, which is like insane. I had a whole new outlook on life. I had my passion back. I had my purpose back. And I actually reached out to my coach and was like, I need to scream this from the rooftops. How do I get started? How do I do what you do and make side income? I wasn't really caring about the money at that point. I was just kind of like, how do I get everybody I know involved in what this is? And she was like, you just become a coach. And I said, okay, perfect. How much is it? She said, it's free. You bought a challenge pack. I'm sorry, what? It's free? So I purchased a challenge pack, which way back in the day, it was not the digital on-demand stuff that we have now, which is like mind-blowing. It was one DVD, a set of containers, and a bag of Shakeology. And I paid $140 for that. And she was like, yep, that's all you need. So you just need to focus on yourself, get the things that you need to do to fix your own issues. And that's how much it costs to be a coach. My mind was totally blown. And I was like, okay, sign me up. What do I do? And that is how my coaching journey started. Now that I have this platform and I have this knowledge about all the different things that we offer, which is like ridiculous compared to when I first started. We've grown so much as a company, and I'm so proud because we have so many great things to offer now. Not that we didn't before, but we have even more to offer now. But I love it. So now that I have this platform and I have all of these tools, this company has seriously helped me through so many different seasons of my life. Between dealing with that initial depression and that initial craziness that I was going through, I got back into the best shape of my life. I picked up my whole life. I moved to North Carolina. I was completely full-time Beachbody coach. I got pregnant with my daughter, Zara, and I was pregnant for the first time. I was healthy in my pregnancy. I had an incredible pregnancy, an incredible labor, and then I had my daughter, and my body wasn't the way it used to be. My postpartum depression came back. I didn't feel like myself. I felt like there was just a hole in my heart because I wasn't feeling it with me. I turned from Kaylin, this, awesome bubbly person that I had become, into mom, and I lost all of Kaylin, and I needed to get her back. And it was literally a matter of diving back into a program, which at that point I dove into 80-Day Obsession, same person who does the 21-Day Fix. And again, I got my body back. I got my passion back. I got my love for my own life back. My daughter got her mom back, the mom that I knew I could be deep down. I got all of that back. And I was making a side income, and I was able to stay home with her. Like, do you guys know how expensive daycare is? It is ridiculously expensive. So being able to stay home with her and still bring in some type of income. Sorry, my dog's right here just kind of chilling with me. She was readjusting. But daycare is ridiculous. So being able to stay home with her was like, oh. And with everything I had gone through in my past with the abuse that I had, witnessed and gone through on my own, I was so scared to let her be with anybody else, that being home with her was like such an amazing thing that I was able to do. So then fast forward to now, I'm pregnant again, and I'm again having a super healthy pregnancy. My mindset, oh my gosh, if I could go back to the girl who first started this company and just tell her like how awesome her life would be, oh my gosh, she would have started 10 years prior. Like, this company and this coaching opportunity has changed me as a human tenfold. Like, I could not have dreamed that I would feel like this on the inside in a billion years. And that's what this has given me. So let's get into time and tasks. So like, what exactly do you have to do? So you use your products. So get, your own results, be proof that the product works, share it on social media, and invite others to do it with you. Those 3 things. That's all you have to do. You have to do them every day, consistently, over time, and your business is going to grow. So there's no cap to the amount of money that you can make. There's also no minimum to the amount of money you can make. Every dollar that you make is a direct reflection of the work that you put into it. So Beachbody doesn't guarantee that you will, become an overnight millionaire, because that's not what this is at all. But you can make a significant 6-7 figure income within a couple of years. So if something like that is what you want, you need to put the work in right away. If it's a side income that you want, an extra $10,000, $15,000 a year is what you want, you can put that income, you can put that work in and see that income. It's all based on how you handle it. So just by doing those 3 things, being proof the product works, sharing it on social media, and inviting people to be in your bubble, that's how you're going to grow your business. Cost. So I already touched on this a little bit. The startup cost is the cost of your challenge pack bundle. So if you are already a client of mine and you signed up with a challenge pack, your coaching fee is waived. You will have to pay, I think it's like a $39 coach sign up fee, but because you purchased a challenge pack in the past, it would be reimbursed. If you are not a current client of me and you just are like coming in and you're like, okay, I'm going to start coaching right from the get-go. I love the way Kaylin is. I've seen her transformation over the years and I want what she wants, so sign me up right now. You would just sign up automatically as a coach, getting that challenge pack, and they range from, depending on the sale that's going on for that month, like $140, $150 to $200. So, but that's it, and it's all your product. So it's not like you're paying to be a coach. You're paying for your year's worth of Beachbody On Demand, which is all of the workout programs that you have to offer, your nutrition plan, and your Shakeology, which I think it's Shakeology, or your protein and pre-workout, which is absolutely incredible. The value in that itself is like insane. Now, I'm the type of person that likes to think like, okay, worst case scenario. How could I screw this up so bad? And I thought about this for a long time when I first started coaching. I said, okay, worst case scenario. I pay this $150-ish to start my own business and become a coach. Worst case, I do not sell a single thing. What the heck would happen? A, I would get a rockin' bod. My mindset would be tenfold what it is right now. I would have a community of women that love me and support me. And I get 25% off all of my products. Not really much to lose there, right? So, best case scenario, all of those things, the community, the rockin' bod, the discount, all of those, plus the ability to make an income and stay home with your kids, or, save up to buy a car, or buy your dream home. Depending on how you want to do it, you could make a 6-figure income in the next 3 years. You just have to decide and work your butt off. So, I'm going to leave you with that. Make sure that you reply to this email and we will get you set up.